What are we looking at? 40? With these? Alright, 39. Fight me. Okay, so we're here with Davriel. Just to test my cortisol levels. We're going to see how long I can go without getting upset. We're in couples counseling with Davriel. Rather toxic relationship with this one, so I'm going to do my best. All right. The main goal is to just not verbally complain. All right. We're going to really try to do that. And Davriel is the ultimate test. I've set the difficulty slider all the way. Right. We're back in the sewers fighting rats with 400 fireballs. We're really trying not to get upset. And there's also new cards and stuff, and we've happened to just play monocolored. What was it, red and green, so we're doing black now, so it just lines up. Mana rocks, I think, are not as crucial as I maybe have thought they were with this, but, I mean, playing it turn 3 is better than probably most of the things your deck is going to do, so it probably makes sense to at least sometimes try it. Buried Treasure. The Discover 5, I think, is pretty solid in anything that isn't, like, counterspell heavy or whatever. Getting the spell for free is really the big thing. I mean, it does technically put it to your hand if you don't cast it, but I don't know. I just like it. Torment is maybe better in Liliana, where all your swamps tap for 4 or whatever. You assuming you get to that point. But I'm willing to try this. I think Turgrid also likes this card. I'm kind of half and half. It is a really large mana sink. It's a one and done deal. I don't know. We'll see. Think that's about it. Oh, Thought Distortion. It's in here. I don't believe this card is good, but when it is good, you feel like it's the best card in your deck, and I'm just gonna play it to confirm my bias that you probably should never actually play it. I crafted Damnation finally, so here's a place for it. I do want to put Valgavoth in here, but for now, I don't know. It's more interesting than an Eldrazi, especially like in Mono Black, but it's not as good as Gristlebrand, and I don't think I want to run Valgavoth quite yet, but we'll see. Necro Dominance is another one that I don't believe I own. No, I don't own it, but it could probably come in here, though Davriel does like critical mass, or it can have critical mass, so it's okay to maybe not have a maximum hand size and not like skip your draw step every other game when you have all of these. And yeah, we have good Dark Ritual hits. Another one that I've seen a few times off of Dark Ritual is this card. Not the best thing to do with Dark Ritual, but it's just another thing that's okay, and probably with Dark Ritual can just win. So, like Nashi or whatever. So we're going to try that, and yep, let's see what happens. No complaining. No early creation. Scarab God, though? Okay. Yeah, you can play mono. You can play fetch lands. You have the Seek lands. That wouldn't have changed a fundamental thing about what just happened to us, but you can do that. Yeah, we're gonna play this, maybe? Are they gonna Tails End it, or...? Okay, well we can kill that, so I assume there's like a 3-mana removal spell? They also didn't hit me in the face. Oh. I did add Urborg. Alright. Do I need my commander to resolve? Not particularly. The only thing I lose to is Mana Drain. I think I beat other counterspells. Yeah. Oh, they don't have them. Alright. So, we got the first good one that we could just lose. No, we just do that. That actually has no downside. So we got essentially perfect. Essentially perfect. Let's lead with this. Whoa! Alright, my opponent's hand is all like that. That's kind of problematic. Let's plus. So they have 2 extra turns to cycle through, which they do instantly. They don't have another land in hand, or I mean, they didn't. Oh, did they? Was I not? I'm not sure. Alright, they drew runner lands into Breach. Okay, well, that's incredibly good. I didn't even see Gristlebrand. Okay, well, far from me to do anything about anything, I guess. Whenever... Wait, if you... Okay. They milled my Gristlebrand. Excellent. I think we'll do that one. Sure. I don't think I can win now. I'm not really sure what winning even looks like. I will swing here. They gain life. No, I can't swing then. That doesn't even accomplish anything, right? No, it really doesn't. So this is free. We'll do this here. I don't want to get rid of my creature. Okay. That's odd. Seemed a little strange of a time to do that. Let's do this. I don't have to collect evidence, right? Is my opponent actually going to go down to 4? That seems really not good. Okay, I didn't think so. They still drew 7, which leaves us 2 problems here. And then I play Creation, and I suppose Transformer. I don't think Fatal Push is doing anything. I can put anything I want to my hand. Thought Distortion is weird. Alright, you know what? Just out of spite. We don't have Gristlebrand anymore, right? Nope. Could have got Reanimate, technically. Alright, that discounts the ability of their commander. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Okay. I lost the Thought Distortion. Funny. Alright, so we still have a big discount. Go Blank is funny. Let's start with a deal, though. Okay, another really, really good deal. At least I would say so. Is Liliana better than... Yeah, it is, because I want to cast Go Blank. Alright, they lost their graveyard, but they can reanimate mine. And I'm not sure if I'm winning against the second iteration of that happening. Let's take odd and even. No, so take damage. Oh, wait a minute. Liliana, I forgot. Chat, I forgot. I forgot we can pick it up. We can just pick it up. Alright, it's in my hand. My opponent can't steal it. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, alright. Interesting, interesting. Oh! Me and Davriel, I think we're mending our relationship right now. Davriel's doing all right for me right now. All right, another deal? Hmm? Oh. All right, do that one. That one. I know I could have played Gristlebrand, and it was probably right to do that, but Davriel's been treating me well enough that I don't feel like I have to, so... Alright, surely the next card we take off of Creation won't go away, and I'll get Professor Onyx. Come on! That's 3 turns in a row. That's 3 turns in a row. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so I suppose Gristlebrand is just the right thing to do this time. So 4, 5, 6. Do I not have a... Ah, man. Yeah, the Ristic Study is honestly really annoying. My opponent's running out of cards. It's probably always right to start with the deal, so we're going to start with a deal. Drawing a card and gaining life is nice. And there you go. And yeah, I mean, okay. It is what it is, I guess. More mana, more better. I will play... Yeah, we'll play Key to the Arc... No, I don't want my opponent to draw a card. Just full stop. Alright, surely the 4th creation will resolve and we'll get Lilion Dreadhorde General. I'm sure of it this time. Alright, there's nothing to reanimate. So it doesn't really do that much here. It mills 2 lands. Nice. Without creatures, playing Scarab God is not, like, super enticing. Although they didn't when they had the option, so there's probably a counterspell or something. Looks like there is one. Let's actually draw. Yeah, we can do that. Why not? I'd rather have Breach counter than any other card. Right? Although, giving my opponent creatures in the graveyard is probably very stupid. So let's lead with this. Probably get rid of Breach, because I don't believe this is a game where I can cast it. Okay. They bounced the creation and not Davriel. To me, that seems a little incredibly incorrect, but I have a Gristlebrand now. And I already played my land, so we can just pass the turn. Does this kill stuff? Not really. Mills 2 lands again. Is this a zombie? It is not a zombie. I will swing at it to probably start my turn. Remember, we gain infinite life here, so... however much we draw is how much we gain. We could 2-shot our opponent. I really think it's worth it to do this. I mean, I'm just so incredibly far ahead that, like, I don't even need Davriel to live. It's just like, this is fine. I could perpetually make this a 2-2, but where is that really going? Oh man, I did the deal wrong. Okay, none of these are good. That's free. I think I will draw. I'm not sure my opponent even has an out anymore. I'd be hard-pressed to see myself lose this game. Losing Davriel doesn't matter to me. Let's do this. Let's vomit out whatever we want, because we have infinite Rhystic Study mana. Oh, there is a counterspell. Alright. They can reanimate that card. They don't discard anything problematic. I suppose I can cast this and then cast... No, that's not a good idea. I want to pick that up so they can't get it, so let's pick it up with Liliana. There is no black mana for the opponent. They can't activate Scarab God. Okay, I didn't mill any nonsense. Big. If I play these, their counter-target spell at least pays 1 for each card in your graveyard. Okay. Can't do that. I can... If my opponent gets this back, it really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to play more Mana Rocks. And then I'll pass. I really don't want to play Breach this game because my opponent... Oh, they had black mana. Oh, I'm sorry. They just had black mana. Alright, never mind. Yeah, we don't want to play that. We just do not want to play Breach. I don't want to give my opponent Breach. Looks like we get to keep Davriel? Okay, our opponent gets Gristlebrand. Oh, that's so annoying. I think I'm going to draw twice. No, we could probably just draw once because we drew exactly what we drew. Actually, I can just look for Reliquary? Unless I got it milled already. I did. Oh, man. Why? Oh. Alright. One more time? We can genuinely do it one more time, I think. Although I have everything I want, so I don't feel really sold on that being worthwhile. Alright, so we have an answer to the board. And this exiles the creature, right? Yeah, it does, so they can't get 2. But they're going to want to do it now probably anyways. I would assume. We'll spin a random deal. I think this is the best Davriel we'll get. Just spin something. I don't know what it looks like, but it's certainly something. Return a random creature with the highest mana value. I could force my opponent to react to this. And that's probably a good idea. So I will. And this doesn't matter. And this doesn't matter. I'll do that one. Because it doesn't matter. Yeah, I just want them to do it now. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to... We already played our land. Okay, let's play Torment? It doesn't even feel like it does anything. Shieldred? Again, doesn't really feel like it does that much. I guess I will play it. It resolved. It resolved. Okay, so... does this kill you? Nope. Can I do any more damage? Torment does not do anything when they have this many cards. Make a 6/6. I do want to play this again. Alright, keep 7. 1, 2, 3. Alright, they go to 1. I have lethal with this thing again. There are no creatures in my graveyard. I think there's one in theirs. Okay. How do they gain life? Alright, there's a board wipe that I can't do anything about. What did they just do? They did not make that a creature. They could have just made it a creature. They get rid of their own Gristlebrand. I mean, they can't activate it, so... When it enters, draw 2, discard 2. Okay. Yes! Get wrecked. Oh, get trampled. Yeah! Nice. What a cool game. So, they only had blue mana remaining. I believe they were looking for a way to not die to this, right? And, with only blue mana and no Cyclonic Rift, it's probably not going to happen. We beat every bounce spell in the game. We beat all of them, even the ones you don't normally see. This thing, and was it this as well? Yeah, they had all of them, which is weird, because with black cards, you don't have to run the bounce spells. You could just run board wipes. That's really nice. Yeah, we dealt with that. They had a double... They took 3 turns in a row early as well. They had a breach. Yeah, we were able to stop Scarab God from exiling anything really good. And we had some really, really good Davriel deals as well. So that definitely helped. And Rhystic Study here. Rhystic Study did not draw a single card. I don't know. People tell me this is good. I thought it was too, but after playing it the first week it came out, I don't think it's that good. In 4-player it's excellent. Like, it's busted, but 1v1, awesome. Crazy game. Really nice. Wait, what? I feel like I would play this, like, later. Because of, just, like, reasons. What does this do? Okay, you can discount artifacts. Mana Rock, Mana Rock. But they don't have a 2-mana Mana Rock. I guess I'll take one of the Mana Rocks. I feel like Semblance Anvil at this point in the game is probably just, like, too late. Like, look at my opponent's hand. It doesn't look like it's that very friendly to it. So they do have a 1/1 that can harass Davriel. And there's nothing I can do about that. This has Menace. You want to win by winning by taking an extra turn? I'm not even sure what that means. That could mean a whole bunch of stuff. Win with an extra turn. Run all the extra turn cards? In the same deck, I guess? Anything blue? Expropriate? Do they sack the puppet? They should sack the puppet. They do not sack the puppet. They should have sacked it. Alright, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So any untapped mana source lets them cast Ugin. Which means it's probably a good investment to just get rid of this. Maybe not, though. Maybe keeping it around is okay. And I can play 2 threats, and they have to deal with both of them, and they can't off of a single top deck. So... oh no, I'm upset I have things to think about. Alright, I'm gonna just cash this in. My life total I don't think matters. That does kill Ugin, so we have that going for us. Win a game after taking an extra turn? Oh yeah, I mean, there's plenty of cards in the game that take an extra turn, so... that part, that's just easy. That's easy. I will play this, because if they don't do it, we have Fear of Ridicule, and if they do, this wasn't doing anything anyways, so I'll just play it. Like, you draw a land, this was going to die, and it wasn't going to do anything. I think that's fine. I don't think Buried Treasure is going to change anything, so... alright. So, we have the answer to that right now. I think I can play this first. No, I cannot. I can, but it would have to high roll my deal. I don't think that's a good idea. I believe I can win with the One Ring, especially if Davriel gives me a good deal. Oh, that's another interesting one. Okay, it's not great, but it's not, like, bad. My opponent genuinely could have been hitting me for a few more damage this game, and have not been. Hopefully it doesn't cost them. Alright, Cityscape Leveler. That is a profoundly good draw. That is a really, really good draw, because it comes back. So, this thing, and minus. I did not draw anything relevant, so I'll do this. Is there a good creature in the... nope. Okay, everything here is problematic. Things are now problematic. They drew probably the only source of hasting damage that their entire deck has, which is really bad for us. They can kill both of these. They do! Wow, they actually kill both. Okay, I feel like I'm sending that face. I feel like I'm always sending this face here, but they didn't. Alright. I guess it was a good idea to play 2 Planeswalkers. Shoot. Ended up buying me a lot of life. Alright, so Davriel... I'm gonna need you to ideally give me the deal there. Let's find out. Oh, we got it. Alright, and then this, because it doesn't do anything. So, we're in another position where 2 Planeswalkers lets me keep one if they cast their commander. So I'll play this. I'm not sure my opponent knows that the puppet turns into a 1/1. I mean, they're an Ugin players, so I guess it doesn't surprise me, but it is kind of funny. They definitely do not give me the vibe of someone that knows that. Palantir. Okay, so I'm going to assume they're going to draw 2 cards a turn. But we'll see. Ooh, send in the puppet face still. I love it. We do get to punish the activation. It's rather significant as well, given the situation. They actually want to top deck mana sources for this, so I will mill. That would have been a good card for them. On the bright side, it doesn't actually kill me. Go blank. Alright, I'm glad I can remove my opponent's last card here. I'm going to cash in Davriel again. Discount is nice, and we don't care about that, so there we go. We have 11 cards in our hand. Oh no, is the Ugin player upset, chat? Oh. Oh no. Oh wait, they're back. Chat, they're back. Alright, it was actually a winter moon. Wow. It's a good idea not to play it when it's not useful. Wait, it's winter moon. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Explain to me. Explain to me. We could have ultimated Ugin immediately, but I didn't. We're not going to proliferate the One Ring. And we're going to pass a turn. Yep. How many cards do I discard? 2? Easy enough. Alright, so the Ob Nixilis can ultimate, and then I just win. Or rather, it's a pretty good prospect. Yeah, I was about to say. Alright, so at first I wasn't sure if this was beatable as like a strategy, but I now realize there's actually removal in my deck that kills this, so it goes back to being beatable, because they're not going to drown me in, like, you know, colorless, spammy stuff. No, it's tapping 1 land down, assuming they tap out every turn. That is instantly not worth it. Speaking of not worth it, I'll keep this. Alright, what do you got? Alright, they had Gilded Goose, and now they do not. That's pretty cool. Let's play Brinku. I can kill Redain, right? Yep. They do not play Redain. I feel like I would have. Okay. Actually, what am I talking about? No. Anything green is the best thing to do, so that's just not true. Pass. Maybe playing this was a good idea. Possibly a good idea. Okay, it was a good idea. Tragic. Does it have haste? Nope. Whenever you draw, gain life, and we'll lose 1 life from each creature. That feels like I'd probably lose less than 6 to that than losing 6 up front. Oh wait, we can play Winter Moon. I forgot. I forgot. We can play Winter Moon. This is a Spirit Dragon, which means it dies to... Oh, it doesn't! Okay, it dies to, Murderous Rider. No, it doesn't! Chat, what have I done? Oh, Redain. Redain, what are you doing? Redain, please. Wait, what? They could have just swung at it. Okay. They could have swung at it. It's also a drag. Oh, come on. It's a dragon. No. Okay, why didn't they swing? Am I confusing myself for some reason? I don't know why they didn't swing. Alright, well, we made a little bit of a little mistake. I wouldn't call it back-breaking. I would just call it maybe spine-snapping. Slightly different. Slightly different. Ooh, they blocked. I'm Okay. Reading is powerful? Well... No. I only look at the card arts. Alright, I don't think Shieldred's Edict is looking too pretty. I'm just gonna send it. Kill a giant ox with my Shieldred's Edict. Alright, so we can play this, but then we have to deal with this. It's probably best to just do this. Alright, huge, huge. Play you. Oh, we had a reader. Unlike us, my opponent read a card. Alright, I can certainly beat that. Oh, wow. Really? Alright. Shouldn't you just play this? Why didn't they just play this? Oh, because it would just die. I see. It doesn't actually do anything. Alright, fair enough. It would literally just die. Oh, hey, I drew the best card in my deck. Do we draw the land? Oh. Alright, well, I guess we'll just settle for this. Alright, so they can play their commander? Does it have menace? Nope. I wonder if swinging even makes sense here, because I draw a card off the zombie. Okay. Nice, look at that. I don't know if this is too slow. It's on the edge. Liliana plus, Liliana minus, Liliana minus for sure. Alright, this gets a 4. Let's get rid of Alcatraz. I don't think it's particularly useful here in this matchup. They got rid of a Boreal Grazer. What does that mean? They're not playing their commander. Also, maybe a bit unorthodox to me. Not sure if I'm 100% on what they just did, but alright. Let's get rid of you. I'll cash in Davriel for sure. Can probably cast it later in the game. That's fine. Let's play 1 mana Sign in Blood. Because who doesn't like that? Creation is good. I'm going to just send this. Might as well. Ooh, Corda calling. Opponent. Tragic. Alright, we'll play this because nothing feels scary anymore. Unless they top deck. I don't really even know, actually. Let's find out. Even a land. I think a land's like the best thing to draw, and certainly not good, so. They could actually just draw like Primeval Titan or something. Alright, they drew a fetch land, so they drew kind of like the best thing possible for the situation. I assume they're killing Liliana. Yeah, which means Ob Nixilis will has a pretty good chance of getting there. Let's, yeah, I'm dealing with the board. I don't really care about anything else. They need to crack a fetch land right now. Keep the other one. Oh, I don't have any instants. Alright, I guess I don't have to click anything. Alright. Alright, so that worked. We're gonna plus 3 mana. Could set up a 1, 2, 3, 4. This probably is just the most generic thing I could cast right now, so I'll just cast that. Hawk does not have haste. Breach is probably really good, so... Okay. I'll just do a treasure token. And we will sweep the board. I have 5 left. So, Davriel. Yeah, I'll take another discount. And something that doesn't matter. The second discount, not as exciting, but I mean, it still does something. Okay, they manually tapped for that. What does that mean? They probably drew another land. Yeah, that's the only reason that makes sense, so they could leave the gates untapped. Alright, so we have the ultimate. This puts a serious clock on the opponent, and by serious I mean very serious. I will yet again cash in Davriel. Another discount? I think that I don't need another one. Let's just do life gain if that matters. Who knows? Maybe it does. Alright, so heisting here does eliminate certain draws out of the opponent's deck. Ooh, I almost did the wrong one. There we go. Oh, hey, it's Tooth and Nail. Alright, so wait a minute. I have Shieldred, I have Shieldred Gristlebrand. Oh, that's pretty fun. Never feel bad about completely annihilating a POC player. Never feel bad about that one. You just got totally, like, blasted through this whole game. It's just... Oh, man. Stole the Tooth and Nail. Feels very sketchy. Okay. Wait, what? Yeah. Well, that's incredibly annoying. That's like super annoying. I can't, use my removal. Maybe that's okay, though. How do you just not do anything? Chat, I am confused. So we are going to play this, and I think we're going to plus it? No, that's dumb. Okay, it's not all that stupid, but it's not the greatest. It feels kind of dumb, though. Alright, looks like we don't have the option. Anointed Procession. Interesting. Definitely a discount. And... bruh. Alright. Not great there. Alright, so we're going to lose the Virtue, but fortunately this matchup doesn't need Virtue, so it doesn't really matter. Like, it's only my creatures that are probably really nice with it, and I don't have a lot of them. And it's probably a sweeper kind of matchup, so it's just, if I was ever going to lose something, it's probably the best thing to lose there. I mean, it also actually did something. I mean, it killed the target. It's not like it didn't do that. Alright, they're playing the slow game. I can respect it, but slow game token strategies, that is a bit of a nightmare. I will play this before I ultimate. I guess they're all ultimates. Before I do this. Hey, it worked out. And that doesn't matter. Sure. Go blank. Not great, not terrible. I actually thought they were going to keep the other card there, but they didn't. Counter target loyalty ability of a planeswalker. What is specific stifle? I don't expect them to keep that card. Okay, sure. Is that an instant? It's not. I don't see why they're not casting the other side right now. Okay. Pretty solid draw. I can lead with this, so I will. I would be rather blown away if my opponent got out of this. I will do nothing. I don't even know if they can beat Shield Druid. I'm sure they can. I would probably need more than that, so... looks like a sweeper is definitely going to be in the future here. They have a ton of food tokens, so I'm not killing them with damage anytime soon. Alright, I did like to see this, because now they're out of gas. That was a very fast attack. That was probably the fastest split attack I've ever seen. Well played. That was very quick. Thoroughly impressed. I could have saved Davriel, but I don't think I want to. I'd rather my opponent not draw from this. I'm just going to end up sweeping the board anyways. And I think I'm going to do it right now, so we're going to swing. There's no reason not to take this damage. This is also a solid reanimate target, so maybe that's what I should do. Should I reanimate this? What else am I doing? Let's find out what else I'm potentially doing. Nothing. Alright, so reanimate it we do. They have a ton of food tokens. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. But Shieldred really punishes the Baylen cracking, or drawing off the food tokens. Should probably do it now. I don't think I would ever wait. But my opponent did wait. I am in no position to get killed by it. It's a bit of a blowout. Alright, we're passing. They floated a mana? Okay. Yeah, it's free. Alright, so they're down to 8, and then they go down to 6. The more I can force them to spend mana, the better. Toxic Deluge. Definitely going to do that for 4 here. We're going to play this first, because I can. I think I should do this for 4. It feels like a really good idea, so... There's a chance I probably should have just drew a card off Davriel and taken that while I had it. Maybe would have been better. Not sure. But that's not what happened, so... Alright, don't like to see that. I probably would have flashed it back. Not sure if I would have just straight up only done this here. Yeah, we're going to just take it while we can get it. We're just going to draw like this. Sure. Okay. Spin. Winter Moon. Ooh. Okay, that's really, really good here. And pass. Yeah, if they flashed it back, they would actually have... Oh, no, I guess they wouldn't. Okay. So now it's really hard to spend mana on food tokens and also do anything else. I shouldn't say really hard, but it's... You know what I mean. Create 2 tokens, humans get haste, sure. They're over-swinging in Davriel this time. They did not do that last time. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. There's no scary buff or anything, so I guess I just block one for free. They did not over-swing at Davriel last time. They could be respecting the spell out of my hand. It's obvious I have something. Okay. And maybe not swinging with everything is also maybe a good idea. Wow, they didn't flash this back. That is probably probably crazy. Probably crazy. I believe I swing, because they, like, have to block. It does not seem like a good idea to take this damage to me, but my opponent says it is, so very well. They do go down to 3, though. And then they go up to 5 again. Oh, so many food tokens. So many food tokens, crazy. They didn't crack one. Ooh. Craterhoof mana online. No Craterhoof top deck. Yeah, I think my opponent was maybe okay if they invested more mana into the food tokens. I mean, it's a lot of damage a turn, especially with an unblockable 5/6, and then this draining for 2, and this draining for 2. So, like, we are racing them down. Okay, well, that is your average green opening, I guess. Funny enough, could still actually be worse. Yep. Alright, what do you got? You only have green mana in play. There is no black, and there's no blue. Alright, they found black. Found black. Let's attack the hand, or do we race to this? I'm gonna race to this. This is really only good now. It gets way worse as the game proceeds. Alright, this is a good time for Liliana, I think. Get rid of that thing. They probably get rid of the Sylvan thingy. No, they get rid of a land. They almost have Delirium, but this isn't animating into anything, so... Yeah, alright. Well, that was a Chrome Mox Flare. With a green creature to just simply sack to Flare, and you could have just Chrome Moxed your 7-drop, so... I know it's like your Yurok payoff, but like, everyone's like losing their minds over the Final Fantasy set, so I guess it's gonna be Weeb Central for like a month when that comes out. Everyone's like so excited for every commander and all the stuff coming out of that. So, but okay, so this was really good. It was the best showing I've ever had of Davriel. So I suppose the commander deck list came out of the Final Fantasy. Everyone's excited. I actually haven't seen him. I haven't actually seen him yet, but anyways. Davriel is just phenomenal when you get the right deal. However, Mono Black does not struggle with not playing this turn 3. And you can also just not get the best deal, and it was great. And I was in a very low stress environment playing this. I'm not gonna lie. I think we came, couples therapy put us in a good position. I had a very good time with this deck here. Actually, I think we only lost one game. Yeah, we only lost one game, and it was the first game, and I drew all my colorless lands. So I was put to the test immediately to see how good this was, like how much I can fight off the urge to complain about something in any given game. But I didn't complain about that. Let it be known. So it was really good, and I don't feel like there are any inherently awful matchups. I thought maybe Ugin was a nightmare, but then upon further thought, it wasn't. And Blue-Black Control feels like a nightmare, but after more thought, it wasn't. So I'm not really sure what necessarily is good. like just really, you know, like lopsidedly good against mono black Davriel kind of things. I'm not really sure. Maybe aggro, but we felt very prepared for aggro. I don't think I ever had a Dark Ritual game, which, you know, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. I think that's... We've gone this far without complaining. I think I can go a little bit longer. But yeah, everything felt great. The Winter Moon, I don't think... Yeah, it didn't start in here. I added it later. It did attack one player pretty efficiently, but it didn't go after too many players. Or I'd have to think about their mana bases, how often this would have been good. I feel as though this is probably 50-50 because like there's 4 days in a row where I'm like, oh, this is great. And then the next 4 days, I'm like, they didn't do anything, even when I had it. So this is probably a 50-50 thing. I'm not really upset with that situation. Almost free for the monocolored decks, though. The top end felt great. I never felt like I was struggling to close any game out. At first, I thought Davriel would need a lot of help to close a game out. And Davriel is rather unique, I would say, in how it interacts with the cards you play, right? You discount your spells, which is like the best thing to do in the game, right? In the format. Mana ramping is the best thing, and the best deal involves discounting all of your cards, like Jet Medallion, which wasn't in here. Could have just been in here. What else? The card draw it provides is good. The life gain it provides is good. It feels like the mono black control-y, mid-rangey thing that feels bad to play if you don't like its -2, but if you can get over its -2, it's alright. The deals specifically, I don't think you can read them. No, you can't. The deals specifically are extremely lopsided, so I think either they should remove or change some of the really busted ones, or just remove the completely useless and dead ones that make no sense. Like, you get a random 4/3 as a deal, like you just... I don't even think it goes into play. I think it goes to your hands, like a Manor Golem, Manor something. It's a 3-mana 4/3, and you just poop one out. I don't... But then on the other side of things, in the same capacity, with the same ability, you can just randomly get a discount across your entire deck that discounts colorless and black mana, not just like colorless mana. It's really like borderline nonsensical of how lopsided the Davriel deals are. But I'm glad I played it again, because it doesn't feel like it's a tier 1 strategy, and it just feels good, and it plays a long game, and it can survive your opponent trying to have a short game, barring maybe like Mana Drain or something. Discard, I probably like the least... When it comes to actually discarding cards, like early discard spells, I'm not super big on doing that, but I gotta admit, this was a rather good advertisement for running early discard, because I hosed a couple people's early setup with a single discard spell, and when I'm talking about how the format ends on turn 3 a lot, early discard is like legacy level important, where you take their Doomsday and the game continues, where Doomsday is essentially Mana Drain or Dark Ritual in this format, or, you know, something like that. Utopia Sprawl could just completely annihilate someone's opening's hand if you just take it. Thought Distortion had a single game where it would have been good, but my opponent removed my ability to cast it because I put it under a Creation of Avacyn. I just lost it when they bounced the creation. So that was unfortunate. Necropotence doesn't draw, so you don't get Shield Druid Davriel life gain, if that matters to you. Necrodominance you do, but your hand size goes to 5, and you can use it at a weird time. I don't know. But Necrodominance is probably better than this, but again, I think this said this in the beginning, on the other side of the day, that having a large hand is totally reasonable. So I don't know. I really don't know which one's better. Also, Nykthos could be in here. I don't think the early colorless is a problem. In fact, Cavernous Souls didn't have a lot of good how many creatures? There's 7 creatures, and there are no creature type overlaps. So if you're ever casting Gristlebrand, which half the time might be how it gets in play, creation of Avacyn, discarding it, or what is it? What's that weird thing? Breach the Multiversing, reanimating it. But, let's say you cast it in a hand, Davriel helps you, Mana Rocks help you. Cavernous Souls is probably just okay, right? I ended up taking out the land that turns all of your lands into mountains, because this actually only reads basic mountains, so turning the other... Oh, I said mountains. I'm used to Blood Moon. Swamps. So turning your other non-basics into swamps, this doesn't care about that. And it ended up just helping, I think, 2 opponents. Right? A small sample size, but it just never... it never mattered, but if you're okay with that, then you could probably play that and Nykthos and stuff, and Jet Medallion, right, like that. But you got to make room for new cards, right? Damnation. I mean, this is new to me. Yeah, the cards that have come out since I played this last, I actually have no idea when I played this last. It might have been 2 years ago. Are just really good. Mono Black, I think, is in a really good spot right now. This would probably be a powerhouse in Standard, like just a complete nightmare in Standard, where if ever there was a format that was just settled by something resolving, like I feel this could just turn a coin flip kind of game into a second coin where like the deal just breaks Standard. So I guess it's glad it's not there, but I would say it's better than Liliana of the Veil, because this is still bracket 5, or it has been, and that puts Mono Black in a disadvantage, to a disadvantage, I think. I think you're better off playing a slightly weaker, according to Wizards. I don't even know about that with Davriel, but if that is the case, I don't think you should ever play Liliana of the Veil. I don't think that... Same with this one. I think this one actually was tier 1 last time I played it, bracket 5, a very long time ago, but I highly doubt that changed. So Davriel felt like it was in a good spot, even against Ketramos. That was the game where I got stuck with Colorless Min and I couldn't play the game. But Ketramos can't exile too many things, because I don't have a lot of creatures, and there's not a lot of stuff that I would expect to exile Davriel, and you at least get a deal out of it every time you cast it, because they're not really going to counter it without, like, Mana Tithe, so... yeah, I think it's well positioned, and it's very fun to play. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Mono Black. Sweepers were excellent. If you start to fall behind, I said sweepers are not very prominent in this format, and I think that's, I mean, it's only been a day, so I still think that's true. It's just, when you're playing Mono Black, if your opponent has like 2 or 3 creatures going on, and you're sitting there like, well... I can have a bunch of spot removal, but it is nice to sort of get card advantage. So let me 2-for-1 you a couple times. Killing 2 creatures with Damnation is pretty good. I think there was one token matchup where sweepers would have been extremely excellent. So, but yeah, I think there might have been 1 too many board wipes in here. I wasn't playing Blood in the Snow, and I'm picket fencing Snowlands, but Thought Distortion is the only card in here that probably shouldn't be in here. Only play it if you like it. If you don't care, if you don't care, you just copy a deck online or whatever, then by all means. But if you want better cards and whatnot, just take this out of your deck. I was running it here just to prove that I think it's just horrible, and I would agree here. Especially if I'm actually playing discard spells, I think it's even worse. So if I have counter spells, then I think it's impossible. You're just losing reasons to actually play it. I mean, we even have Go Blank. I'm so off of that card. I don't think it's ever been good, honestly. I don't think at any point in this format's history Thought Distortion was good. Maybe the first 2 months of it, when everyone was doing primordial nonsense and the format was learning its own existence. But, yep, that's what I've got. So let me know what you thought about it. like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.